right here in doing the business, there are some processes. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3 processes here that I think are absolutely essential for any business. One is reputation monitoring, customer complaints, which is kind of the same thing, and customer satisfaction, which is kind of the same thing. Reputation monitoring is your presence on the internet. I think there's rarely any businesses out there that don't benefit from the internet. And more, when customers are complaining or even saying something nice about you, that's being posted on the internet. So you can, through this reputation monitoring, you can see complaints about you. You can also see things people are saying great about you. What I'm suggesting is that you get proactive about it. So with reputation monitoring, this library process has got some suggestions on software, free software that you can set up to do automated monitoring, how you would manage your reputation just by having a person assigned to this who would go through, look through the different sites where people could potentially post things good and bad about you. Go through guidelines on, this is a list of the monitoring software. Let's click on this. So these are just ideas that we have, some that are free, some that are not. Then there's some tools down here called guidelines for customer interactions on social media sites. So this is all content that would help the person who's going to be in charge of reviewing what's being said about you on the internet and then responding to it, how they would respond, what they would say. The sooner you do it, the better, particularly if somebody said something negative. So we're talking about all the social media sites that we all are aware of. And then also there's like the Better Business Bureau. There are other places, Google reviews, where people can say negative things about you and you may not even think to look there. They can say positive things too, but the idea of this process is to have a system in place where you're looking at it once a week through the reputation monitoring, and then somebody's accountable for responding. And here's some ideas on how and when to respond and what to say. There's also a custom form in here, which helps you do the audit. So do a quick web presence audit on Google, do a Google search your name. So it's just giving you ideas. The person in charge of this can go to the dashboard and pull up this custom form and literally fill it out and save it back to TouchStone. So they're doing this work for you. They're saving evidence that they did it back to TouchStone. You could then run a report at the end of the week and see that it's been done and what's been said and what's been done about it. So reputation monitoring. Along with that, you should have a customer complaints process. So if you see someone has complained about you on social media, or someone calls and directly complains about something you did or something your employees did, have a process where that is dealt with. Go through and have a checklist, there's scripting ideas in here. There's custom forms like this one where it can be where one of your employees can fill out what happened and what was done about it. There's this idea, which I think is a fabulous one, called customer satisfaction guidelines. So this is a series of guidelines that you would implement in your business and teach all your employees. It's like the heart of who you are and how you expect your employees to treat your customers. What are some just absolute rules that you always live by, and they become kind of the guideposts when you're making decisions. One of ours at Business Design Corp that we're constantly, or we're saying often, is we always do the right thing. So when a difficult situation comes up, the first thing a manager will say is, let's do the right thing. What is that? Let's talk about what that is. Doesn't matter about how we feel or what happened. What would we be doing if we were going to do the right thing? So have a customer complaint process so that your customer complaints get handled, thoroughly. And then customer satisfaction. So don't wait. The idea of this process is don't wait until there's a complaint. Just check in with your customers. Don't wait till they go here and complain on the internet, or you have to do this because they've called you. Ask them how it went at the end of every interaction, if you can. If you're in a business where you have long-term projects, this is easy because at the end of it, then you check in with your customers and you say, how did we do? If you have more interactional type sales, it's a little harder, but you can still do it. There's this is inside of the customer satisfaction process, but it's just to provide some motivation for this, because a lot of businesses will say, well, we don't have time for that. I can't check in with every customer. I can't even spot check customers. I'm so busy. Well, these are all reasons why you can't afford not to do that. A customer is 4 times more likely to defect to a competitor if a problem is service related other than price. The probability of selling to an existing customer is 60 to 70%. The probability of selling to a new prospect is 5 to 20. Every time a customer complains, there are 26 other unhappy customers. I know this is true because I've experienced this myself. So I'm not going to read all of these, but you can, and it's to provide motivation for doing this. Another huge benefit of having a customer satisfaction process is because then you can start asking for referrals, and you may run across people who are unhappy, but you're going to run across a lot of people who are happy. And then you can say to them, how about a Google review? How about you write us a recommendation? And people are happy to do it. So that's another added benefit. Not only are you going to run into the customers who weren't happy and didn't really care to tell you about it because they were already going to move on, or you might run into customers that are extremely happy. And then the more Google reviews you get, the better SEO you have, the more you're going to come up and search on Google. So think about these 3 processes and what your version of this is: reputation monitoring, customer complaints, customer satisfaction. I'm going to bring these processes up again a little bit later in the next few sessions. And how I'm going to bring them up is oftentimes when a customer is unhappy, there's a solution to that. There's a system solution, a process solution. We're so busy fighting fires most of the time, these problems come up and we just want to snuff them out and go on to the next one. Kill that, go on to the next one. And you don't put in a permanent solution. TouchStone gives you an opportunity for that, because when you run a customer complaint process, you figure out where you went wrong. If you can put a process solution in place, that's not going to happen again. And that's going to save you time and money.